Sorry for the slight delay. That would never have happened if we had been running on a VM. I'm here to talk about why I used to be a VM hater. Is there anyone here who hates their VMs or their virtual desktop infrastructure at this point? Good. We'll talk about how you can get to love it. I'll talk a little bit about first why I used to hate our VDI, and you can see if any of that resonates with you, and then we'll talk about why I absolutely love it now. A little bit of a background. We've been doing virtualization in my company for about 6 years, and as the introduction mentioned, I am not a Unidesk employee. I work for a company named Amdocs. I'm just a very, very happy Unidesk customer here to talk about their products. So we had users in 4 countries and different networks, different platforms, and all this stuff, and they all needed to work on the same applications and development. So we implemented a virtual infrastructure with VMware Horizon View. We have about 1,200 virtual machines around, and with that we ended up using 9 different pools of VMs. We have 36 thin apps. We have tons of manual installations, and we have monthly recomposes of all of our VMs. So this adds up to 7 reasons why the VMs used to suck. If you count them, there were actually 8. Once I got started, they just kept coming. The number 1 reason why the VMs used to suck is image sprawl. I came from the physical side of the house using SCCM and other things to manage our desktops. We have about 10,000 desktops. I could manage those with 3 images. With our 1,200 VMs, like I mentioned, we had 9 images. Patch Tuesday. Every month, everyone's VM gets reset. You lose everything you have on it. It takes an entire weekend for us to go through it and then reset all of these VMs. Users are very, very unhappy. It's a very rigid framework. You get what you're given in your VM. Whatever software your VM comes with, that's what you get. If you want to add software to it, it's very difficult. Either we have to add to all the VMs, or we have to do manual installs, which then get removed whenever we do Patch Tuesday. And of course, you know, personalization. You can personalize all you want, but once a month, all of your personalizations go away. Thin apps, if you work with those, you probably think those suck too. Software metering is extremely difficult for us. Don't say anything about SCCM, John. No individual data backup or restore mechanisms were in place. So this is what we were given when we started working on these VMs 6-7 years ago, and this is why I became a VM hater. I famously uttered that we would be better off taking 1,200 PCs and putting them in a giant rack and just remote desktoping into them instead of running VMs, because of all the issues that we have with the VMs. And when I did that, they put me in charge of the VMs. So I had to figure out how we could do better VMs, and I started looking for a solution, and Unidesk popped up. They seemed very appealing. We went through a long proof of concept with them. We evaluated other options, but in the end, we settled on Unidesk, and I will tell you why. With Unidesk, and these are the reasons why I absolutely love the VMs today. We have no more images. We don't have the 9 images we had before. We don't have 5, we don't have 7, we don't even have 2. We have 1 OS layer that fits all of our VMs. Every single VM is created from the 1 OS layer. We can layer each application, any application you want, any piece of software, driver, whatever you want. We can layer those and apply them to all the VMs, 1 of the VMs, 5 of the VMs, whatever you want. Mix and match. Layering the software is as easy as running through an installation. If you can do click, click, next, OK, you're done, you can layer a piece of software. And I know this because I had to layer all the initial ones that we use for our environments. We don't have thin apps anymore. Yay. We don't have manual installs. We layer anything. People want a piece of software, they get it within 24 hours. We put it on their VM, no problem. Mix and match, like I said, you can have whatever you want. You can have Office, you can not have Office, you can get Putty. It doesn't matter. We can create any VM you want. And we can do Patch Tuesday, not in 5 minutes, I put that on there to brag, but in about an hour. We download the patches, we update the OS layer, we push it out to a few test VMs, make sure that they're okay. After that, we click the button, push it out to all the VMs, they reboot themselves, and now they're all patched. And even more important with that, I don't know if you ever tried to patch some machines and they went through testing, but once you pushed it to all your machines, there was an issue with the patch. Rolling back from a patch can be difficult. Not so with Unidesk. You simply just go back to the previous version of the layer that you had the patch in, click a button, the VMs reboot themselves, and boom, now they're back to where they were before. You roll back the patch, just like that. That you can do in 5 minutes. You have full support for personalization. Unidesk, in the layering concept, has a layer for all of your personal data and all your settings, whatever you want. You can customize all you want. And because we don't recompose anymore, you get to keep those always. It's just like working on the physical PC, except for it's virtual. We also, and this was sort of a side effect that I didn't realize, have 100% accurate application inventory reports. Because every single application that's installed is installed by us, and we can go in and query in the interface how many VMs have this application. No problem. Asset management loves this feature. I also want to mention the support. The good people at Unidesk, we've been working together for about 2.5 years now, and I have nothing but positive things to say about them. Incidentally, they're not paying me to be here. I'm just really, really happy to work with them. You know, we've all called support lines where you get the hold music, and then you get the person who transfers you to the next person, to the third person, and then they read through the script and all this stuff. When you call Unidesk, you get to talk to someone right away, and they're knowledgeable. They're hands-on, they fix your issues. It's very, very rare that we've needed to call, but when we have, they've been right on it always. No problem there. Okay. Do you think that would be enough? But it's not, because now we get to the biggest benefit of them all in our mind. What we call the magic button. Unidesk, I'm sure, calls it something else. We call it the magic button because for us it truly is. We think that roughly 95% of all the issues that we're having with VMs can be resolved by the magic button. What is the magic button? User calls the help desk, says, hey, there's an issue with my VM. It's crashing, or I'm getting an error message, or something's not right. Help desk says, did it used to work before? They say, yes. When did it last used to work? This morning. Okay, no problem. Help desk says, go get yourself a cup of coffee, take a bathroom break, come back in about 8 minutes, and your VM will be fixed. Help desk then clicks the magic button, which rolls back the VM to a previous backup that was taken, restores everything in the VM back to where it was, but leaves all of your data alone. So if you've been working all day long, creating documents, presentations, whatever, we roll back your VM, but your data still stays. So by the time the user comes back, 10 minutes later, they log in again, now their VM is working and all their data is still there. This is truly amazing. This saves a ton on support, and it gives you very, very happy customers. We also have built-in backup. Unidesk takes care of that. It backs up all your stuff. It only needs to back up all your personalization stuff because all the software and all the OS is all layered, so it has master copies of those already. It's super efficient and very flexible on storage usage. It can run on, as far as I understand, pretty much any kind of storage. I have not tried it on a floppy disk. I'm guessing it probably would work even if you tried that. But literally almost any kind of storage that you can throw at it, it'll work on. And it has some nifty features. You can configure super easy email alerts in there, and there's some easy reporting feature. The whole interface, you'll see it around here. It's very simple to use. You can type in simple queries, just like if you were searching in Google for all kinds of data in there, and you can pump out reports very, very easy. Best of all, it works with VMware, Hyper-V, and Citrix. So truly, after we implemented this, is when I really converted. I love VMs now. I can't stop talking about VMs. They're fantastic because we have very, very few issues. Let's see. Okay, we'll stop on this one a little bit. This slide is slightly outdated. But to illustrate the point of how easy this is to work with and how confident I am in it, we are right now, as I'm standing here, deploying a whole new infrastructure back at our company. We have 140 users who were logging on to their VMs for the very first time. It was actually yesterday. No issues there. We started working on that environment last Wednesday. Everything completed, all the application layers, all the VM created, everything done since last Wednesday. We have more than 90 applications in there, and all the users are logging in today without any kind of issues. It is truly that simple to use. So if you are at a point where you're either frustrated with your current VDI, or you're thinking about getting into VDI but haven't quite started yet, do yourselves a favor, download their free trial version, give it a try. It will solve an enormous amount of issues that you either know you have already, or you can avoid having them altogether by just going this route. That's it, short and sweet like this. You know, I know I sound like a cheerleader, but it's really because I really truly am. The product is that fantastic. If you have any questions, you want to talk to an actual customer rather than talking to the people, salespeople from Unidesk, come up and see me. If you have technical questions, sales questions, anything like that, all of the nice Unidesk folks are here to answer any of your questions.